What is going on, everybody? Today is Senior Bowl day one. We got some footage, man, and I'm fired up to go over this. I'm fired up to break it down. Very excited for this one, man. Talked to a couple of people at the Senior Bowl, and they're telling me that right now, Dawand Jones just looks different. He's absolutely crushing people, and the guy's tape kind of backs that up. Now, we have a couple of footage that's kind of available out there on Twitter. You got this first rep here. Really nice rep. We're going to really analyze it. You got Dawand Jones going up against Isaiah Foskey. If you guys don't know, Foskey here is a potential top 64 pick. Both of these guys are potential top 64 picks. Some people are saying after today, Dawand Jones may end up being a top 32 pick, or 31 technically this year. Would be a first round pick. Great job. I mean, this rep right here just tells you exactly the type of player a guy is. You know, outside of Darnell Wright, I think Dawand Jones is the other guy that has that advanced technique, right? Those hands. And let's really just analyze it, right? He's going to do a great job initially punching Foskey. He's not going to lean. He's not going to do anything to get himself off balance. But the defensive end is going to grab onto Dawand Jones's hands, and he's going to throw those hands to the side right there. And he's going to shed those hands, and that's how you win as a defensive end. But as a tackle, as long as you're not leaning too forward, when that happens, you have to readjust your hands and get back to it, keep those feet moving, and get your hands right back to that defensive end. That's exactly what Dawand Jones does here. As soon as Foskey removes those hands, Jones recocks, punches, and gets his hands right back on the defensive end. That's not even the impressive part in this rep, in my opinion. At the next point here, he's going to snatch and trap down this defensive lineman. And he puts him right into the dirt right there. If you guys don't know what he did, he basically just yanked him forward, yanked him downwards. It's not considered a hold. It's considered a snatch move, and it's advanced. Not every single guy's coming out can do these type of things. Dawand Jones can, man. And don't think Foskey's not a good football player. In fact, we got a different rep here where he goes up against Michigan's Ryan Haynes. A lot of people think he's a top 96 to maybe the end of the fourth round. Beautiful job what he does right here against Ryan Hayes, right? Isaiah Foskey does against Ryan Hayes. He's going to absolutely just, bam, put him right into the dirt. Which is even more impressive that Dawand Jones just flat out punches this guy and stops him, right? But from Foskey, this is a really nice rep as well, right? He's going to give him a little hezzy move right there, right? Kind of shifts left, right there. And he's going to just punch Haynes right into the chest. Hayes just falls right back onto his ass. Just like that, man. But getting back into Dawand Jones, this rep right here is just a really nice rep. The advanced stuff that you want to see. And the guy pretty much did this against a couple other guys. Now, if you guys don't know this, they did the measurements of Dawand Jones. And basically everyone there, 6'8", 375. His wingspan is 89.5 inches. That's crazy. That wingspan, I believe it's the most among any player that we've ever seen at the Senior Bowl, and that may even be the longest among all NFL players. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it's right there. Here's a rep, a really nice rep. This is the type of rep right here that you want to see, man. Dawand Jones against Andre Carter. If you guys don't know who Andre Carter is, last year, prior to the start of this year, he was projected as a top 10 pick. Andre Carter is like 6'6", 6'7". He's a massive, tall human being. But Andre Carter is just not as big as Dawand Jones, right? 6'8", 350. Technically, he's 6'8", 375, right? So Trevor here does write the wrong information because he was measured yesterday at the Senior Bowl. So 375, right? Look at this, man. Look at him absolutely control. That's what you want to see right there in these one-on-one reps. This is why the Senior Bowl is so damn important to go to analyze, to watch the tape. And I do want to just clarify really quickly. What we're doing right now is we're analyzing the public clips that are out there on Twitter. But on my second YouTube channel called The Football Scout, I'll pin it in the comments below. We'll have the actual all 22 footage, so we'll have every single one of these reps, and we're going to analyze these much deeper, much more thoroughly. These are just the public reps, right? So we don't have reps of guys like Darnell Wright at the moment. We don't have every rep of Andre Carter and some of these other guys that are likely going to be drafted. But really nice win, man. Carter, think about this. Dawand Jones goes towards Carter. Carter takes steps towards Jones. and they're running into each other. And when they run into each other, basically one guy goes the opposite way, and that is Dawand Jones takes Carter the opposite way. Look at that push, man. Carter, and here's why wingspan is such an important part of being a good tackle, and why guys like Peter Skronoski may end up falling. Carter is 6'6" in his own right. He has long wingspan as well. He has his arm fully extended out. He's trying to control Jones. And one of the ways you control, we know this as we kind of analyze tape, is to fully extend your arm out, right? Have the separation created between you and the guy that is trying to block you. That's exactly what Andre Carter's trying to do here. And you can see that Dawand Jones has the longer reach. So although Carter's fully extended out, Dawand Jones has a longer reach. Dawand Jones has kind of grabbed him like this, kind of, right? You can see his arms are on Carter. Even though Carter's locked out, Jones still has the reach. Look at that, man. Look at that push. I mean, the guy goes back. Like, look at where he initially makes contact, and look at where he ends up. He ends up like 5 yards away from where he initially made contact. I got another rep here. Dawand Jones. I believe this is DJ Johnson out of Oregon. Don't quote me on that. I couldn't see his number fully. Here's another rep, man. Powerful, physical, tough, man. Look at that. Look at that movement. Now, what he's doing on this rep is he's reach blocking. So he's taking a step to the right. This is a zone run. So it's kind of what he's trying to show. That's why he lets the defense lineman go to the inside, right? So you see the right step out of his stance, the left step, and then he's going to start turning his body right there, right? You see him flip his hips basically from the left over to the right. He's basically trying to reach, and he reaches very well. And look at this. I mean, for a defensive lineman, this is not the stance you want to be in. But this is what Dawand Jones has been doing to people. Now, I'm going to be the first to tell you guys, I still don't know if Dawand Jones is going to be a first-round pick, but what he showed today on tape is crazy impressive, man. Physical, toughness, all the things you want to see. Now, we do have some reps from some other guys, so I'm going to just go ahead and get into it. Here, this is Jalen Duncan against Isaiah Foskey, and although Jared here does say that Foskey, stout anchor and explosive hands, lashed inside the chest plates, I'm not sure if I would agree with his analysis. I'm going to give you guys my analysis on this play. I think Foskey does a pretty solid job. I think this is a run rep from Jalen Duncan. I don't think this is a pass set, although it's a possibility that they were practicing some sort of jump sets, right? Offensive linemen, when you're pass blocking, do sometimes jump out towards a guy. I don't think this was that. I think this was a true run rep. He's going to make contact with Foskey. Look at Foskey extend his arms right there, right? Again, he has that arm fully extended out. He has a great base. Absolutely love it. He drops his hips. I know Foskey had that one bad rep against Dawand Jones where Jones absolutely snatched and trapped him. But keep in mind, that's advanced stuff that not a lot of guys do. Foskey's really risen his value, in my opinion, based off the 4 or 5 clips that I've seen, plus talking to some guys. They said this guy looks very explosive, very powerful at the point of attack. He's mean, he's nasty. He's one of those guys that wants to beat you up, right? So it's a really, really nice rep here by Foskey, in my opinion. Kind of interesting. And I do want to state this, right? Inside zones, in terms of your aiming points as an offensive tackle, you're not always asked to reach and get to the side. Sometimes you are asked just to be in the exact position he's in right now because the inside zone cuts to the inside of that tackle, right? So do keep that in mind. I do want to also touch bases on this really quickly. Although we don't have actual footage of Darnell Wright, I do want to state something that I think some people may be disappointed with. Again, I don't think it matters a whole lot, but he is 1 inch shorter than what he was listed in the past, and he is a little bit lighter than we thought. He's 6'5", and I believe it's 1/10 of an inch. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's what it is. So he's 6'5", basically, and he's much closer to 6'5" than he is to 6'6". And I know, it's 1 inch, but 1 inch could make a difference, right? Especially when it comes to tackles, it could, especially when it comes to that wingspan, right? You can have a 6'3", 6'4" offensive tackle like Rashawn Slater as long as his wingspan is long. And Rashawn Slater is an example of someone with long wingspans. Darnell Wright doesn't have that same, wingspan. Now, obviously, technically, in terms of technical things, he is very advanced, right? Fact. His hands, I'm not sure if that's correct. I'm not even going to really talk about that. 8 1/2 inch. Not really sure if that's correct. Didn't want to just talk about it. I still think Darnell Wright, and he's the guy that I'm really looking forward to watching when it comes to the actual film. I think he's the guy that's going to end up being the first tackle taken. My opinion, we do have Jaden Reed, man, a guy that I love, man. Someone's going to draft this guy like in round 3 or 4, and they're going to be damn happy with the production. Again, it's one-on-one reps, and we don't really care about all that. But here he is beating one of the best safeties in all of college football. Best safety at the Senior Bowl, probably. But even then, one of the best safeties in college football. Jaden Reed, man, look at the route. Look at that nasty, nasty route. Love the stem of this, man. You see he's going to start this to the outside. Right? Notice how from his square base, he's going to quickly shift his body where he's kind of facing towards the pylon or kind of towards the bottom here. Start outside, square up the cornerback or the safety right when you're about to make your cut. Gives him the 1, 2, 3, hits the inside. And then look at this. Is he going to go back out? Is he going to go back to the inside? That's a nice route right there by Jaden Reed, man. Let's wrap this video up with a couple of defensive linemen. We already saw the clip of Foskey. You guys saw that. 2 clips, actually. This one comes from, I think this is how you say his name, Addy Tomy Adatoa. I think that's how you say his name. A very, very hard name to pronounce. I will get that right. But he's out of Northwestern. Very, 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 very explosive, man. This is one of those guys that, in my opinion, has a great punch, violent hands. He's one of those guys that, in my opinion, has the chance to rise a lot as he's at the Senior Bowl. He's the type of guy that, in my opinion, if he can show what he's shown us to some of the guys, at Alabama, Georgia, Michigan, right, North Carolina, some of the top interior offensive linemen, if he can show us what he was able to do at Northwestern in his one-on-one reps at the Senior Bowl, the guy has a shot, in my opinion, to rise up the draft boards. Just the way he makes contact here, the explosive way he sheds, right? First and foremost, he locks out. Great job. And then, bam, look at the shed right there. Look at the powerful shed, man. To me, that's what sticks out. Locks out, gets that violent, powerful shed, brings the arm over the top. Never forget, man, as a defensive tackle, in my opinion, the most important thing is your hands. And look at this. We'll watch this in slow motion here. Watch as he's going to shed. Left arm is going to hit, his left arm here is going to hit the shoulder pad of that offensive lineman. You'll see it right there. He grabs on. He's going to pull down, and the right arm's going to come over the top. Right? That right there is exactly what you want to do. It's a great job by that defensive lineman. Get a little bit of pressure. Finally, this is the guy. I didn't see any other clip besides this one, but as I talked to some of the guys that are at the Senior Bowl, they say Canoe Benton has been absolutely crushing it at the Senior Bowl on day one. The guy, he's out of Wisconsin, was an absolute stud. This is going to be, in my opinion, a late round pick. There's a lot of D tackles coming out, but this guy right here may be one of the most impressive defensive tackles. Beautiful rep, beautiful job getting past the block. Good job with the powerful contact. Nice bull rush, power move, and then bam, look at him rip around this guy right there. Right, that right there is a really, really, really nice move. Benton is a guy that's risen his stock on day one. Just kind of talking to some of the guys that have been at camp. Now, do keep in mind, I haven't watched every single one of the reps. I do plan to have the film here within the next couple of hours. Again, we will do an entire breakdown of all the individual reps by all the individual guys, right? Benton, Addy Tomy, rather that's Andre Carter or Darnell Wright. We'll do a bunch of content in the next day or two with these guys. Be on the lookout for that on my other channel called The Football Scout. I'll pin the link of that in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time with another video.